I'm driving something very interesting. I found an SUV that drives like an EV, but sort of sips fuel like a monk and still refuses to be plugged in. This is the 2026 Nissan Qashqai e-Power, and it might be the hybrid everybody should fear. This technology is not coming in the Qashqai to the United States, but it is coming in future Nissan vehicles. Now, this is Nissan's brand new third generation e-Power vehicle. It launched in Europe before anywhere else. It's more efficient, quieter and torquier than before, and it claims up to 745 miles on a single tank of gas. Yes, you heard me right, 745 miles. And if the range stated didn't make you blink, congratulations, it definitely made me blink. The big news here is this Qashqai isn't a traditional hybrid. The gas engine never touches the wheels. It's a generator that continuously powers the electric motor. EV drive, petrol convenience, very clever. So why should you care? Well, because fuel prices are always unstable, just like my weird relatives. With an estimated 52 miles a gallon equivalent and CO2 emissions around 0.22 pounds per mile, the Qashqai now leads the compact crossover segment for efficiency in real-world driving while in Europe. Yes, that means fewer visits to the gas station and fewer chances to buy snacks that you definitely don't need. Nissan redesigned almost everything underneath this vehicle. It now uses a 1.5-litre turbo 3-cylinder engine with stark combustion, a revised turbo, 42% thermal efficiency, and a compact drive unit that combines the motor, the generator, the inverter, and the gears all into one. It's basically a Swiss Army knife, just with fewer corkscrews and more voltage. The system output now tops about 151 kilowatts. Sports mode adds 10 extra kilowatts for quicker response. 0 gear shifts, 0 lag, because the motor doesn't do any of the driving. On road, it feels like an EV that just secretly smokes gasoline. Throttle response is instant, as you can hear. There's no gearbox, so acceleration is smooth and uninterrupted. Nissan also cut engine noise by about 5.6 decibels thanks to improved insulation and lower cruising RPM. The translation is the cabin stays calmer than your dog when you say the word treat treat. And because regenerative braking feeds energy back into the battery, it feels confident and controlled in town without being grabby. Inside, from the last generation, the tech finally feels modern enough that you won't mind giving your judgy friends a ride somewhere. And although this vehicle is not going to be sold in the United States and only in Europe, the digital interface is intuitive, responsive, and supports full smartphone connectivity. Advanced safety is baked in, lane guidance, adaptive cruise control, blind spot intervention, and the latest version of Nissan's Pro Pilot system. It's basically trying to keep you out of trouble, which is more than I can say for my college friends. The updated design adds sharper LED lighting, cleaner lines, and a more premium grille. Now, inside, the materials have stepped up. They're softer touch, better stitching, and fewer cheap-feeling plastics. But again, this isn't coming to the United States, but it's interesting to see what Nissan can do. And no, it doesn't smell like a budget rental car. The cabin is spacious enough for adults in the back, the boot easily handles a Costco run, and the floor height is dog-friendly. If you've got dogs or kids or both, heaven help you, this might be the sweet spot. Now, where does this show up in the United States? Well, Nissan's keeping very tight-lipped about it, but it sounds like the mechanicals will end up in a future Nissan product. Because of the way this is constructed, it allows for a flat cargo area, wide opening rear, great visibility, and easy maneuvering in tight spaces. Real world range is around 745 miles, which means fewer long distance run headaches. Just remember, long range doesn't excuse skipping bathroom breaks, but technically, how does this work? Well, it's an electric car, but just with a 2 kilowatt-hour battery. But that battery is constantly recharged from the gas engine. So, although this doesn't have any direct rivals in the United States, here's a rapid-fire rundown of some other things that may compete with it. The Toyota Corolla Cross Hybrid, efficient but feels like a cost cut to the bone. The Kia Niro Hybrid, tech-heavy, stylish, but pricier when you option it up. Honda CR-V Hybrid, nice steering and a solid ride, though the cabin is a little fussy. So what's the verdict? Well, this Qashqai lands right in the Goldilocks zone. Balanced, efficient, and unlikely to start an argument at dinner. Nissan's strategy seems simple with this vehicle. Use e-power as a stepping stone towards EV adoption. Or just use it where gas stations are more frequent than charging stations. No plugs, no range anxiety, but all the EV drive feel. Now, it's been pretty cold this morning in Nashville, and it's easy in the cold weather instead of driving something that doesn't like the cold at all, like most EVs. Nissan is launching this in Africa, Oceania, and some form in North America, as well as Japan. This system will scale globally and boost resale value due to the longevity and the demand. Now let's talk feel, because numbers are one thing, but vibes matter too. This Qashqai feels planted and very predictable. The weight is distributed well because of the constant electric drive, and the body roll is controlled. It would be a perfect family crossover, but what we get in America will probably be a little larger. It corners like it's got somewhere important to go, unlike half of my X's. The steering is light in town, firm at speeds, and braking is constant thanks to a refined regenerative braking. If you hit the freeway in this thing, the real magic shows up. The engine's RPM is 200 lower than before, at typical cruising speeds. Combined with new installation, drone noise is dramatically reduced. Put simply, it's quiet enough to hear your dog dreaming in the back. With extended service intervals expected around 15,000 miles, this Qashqai will spend more time on the road and less time being poked by technicians. And hopefully, when the mechanicals come to the United States, we'll have the same issues. So, when this comes in the form of whatever Nissan decides, should you buy one? The short answer is yes. The longer answer is probably yes, unless you're allergic to good decisions. The 2026 Qashqai is a real step forward for Nissan, and if this is what's coming, we have a lot to look forward to. I'm Nick Miles, and I love my job.